I was called to clone this ECU and it is 2. So I'm reading from this one first, then before, so let me skip the update. Then let's go to, first of all, anytime I do this connection, what I do is I try and check the pin. So I go to pin verification, then verify the pin and make sure all the pin connections are correct. So when it is correct, then I hit to read. So the moment I hit to read, it reads the VIN number. So if you can see, the VIN number is at the top. There is the VIN number for the donor. There is the donor ECU. So I'm trying to read the donor ECU, and normally with these cars, because the flash contains the engine capacity and everything, I will leave the flash for now, and what I'll do is I will only clone the EEPROM. So I have to save this EEPROM as donor. So go to save and add to it as donor. So don RAM, I think it's 2010. Yeah, they said 2010. So I'll save it, then I'll change the ECU. So with this one now, I have the file saved, and for verification purposes I can go to verify the read and make sure I'm getting a correct read. So it is done, and you can see I'm still having a good verification. So I'm going to change the ECU, and the other ECU, you should see the VIN number changing. So I'm going to change the ECU, then I'll write the other ECU that I'll read onto this. So this is the other ECU that I'm about to read. This is the original ECU. So this is the EEPROM, and that's the EEPROM is 95320RT. So far as I can read it from here, I don't need to set it up and clone it. So what I'm going to do now is, let me set up the second ECU, the original ECU. So with this ECU, when you are reading it, normally you can see the bevel side. That's where pin 1 starts from. So I'll plug in this and try and read it. So now what I have to do is I have to go to pin to verify. Now that I've connected the original ECU, let me verify for my pin and see if all my pin connections are right. If they are right, then I have to read. So when I read, this VIN number has to change. 8942 has to change. So let me click on the read and read the ECU. So right, let me click on the read here. So it's now reading the ECU. The pins and everything is correct, and it's now reading it, and it is done reading. I don't know if they've already changed the VIN. So if you can see, the other one is 42, this is 43. So before I save it, let me open it. Let me go to not desktop, my document. That's where it saves to. So, and verify and make sure that I'm having the right file. So no, what I'm going to do is, let me save this one also. So when I save this one, I can also do what we call cloning. Oh, okay. So I now can see it saves to the desktop. So now what I have to do is I have to save it as org RAM. So what I have to do is I have to save it org RAM 10 M10 2010. So later I'll change the location. So now let me save it here. So you can see now what I can do is, let me compare the file and make sure the two files are different, because the part number is the same. That's why I'm not thinking about the flash. So now you can see the donor. So let me compare the donor with the original, and if there is any difference, the system will show me. So now you can see the differences. So it tells me that there is a lot of differences. Even the VIN number itself has differences in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to disconnect the original one and reconnect the donor one. Then I'll connect them and rescan them and see that I'll get the VIN number back to it. So this is the process that I'm going to do. So now what I have to do is let me disconnect and connect back the original one to write the file back to it. So now for me to write, let me quit from this side, let me remove from this side and go to verify to make sure that the one that I read is right. So because my hand touched the connector, it's telling me that the pin is wrong. So let me reposition it properly. And now I think it is holding it. So what I'll do is go to try again. When you hit try and everything is okay, so now you can see it's telling me it's not communicating with any of them. So let me do try again, and whenever it is connected successfully, you can see we are not having any pin issue. So with this one, what I'm about to do is change the ECU and rewrite it, then we call it a fix. So now you can see the donor one has the red the tag which is red. So now I've connected it. What I have to do is I have to check if my pin is connected successfully. So I have to check and go to pins and check the pins if they are connected successfully. Yeah, so you can see my pins are not connected successfully. There's one that is out. So let me retry the pin again and see if I'll get all of them to be green. Okay, so there's another one. So let me clean everything around it and let me fix it. So this is me fixing it. Okay, let me try it again and see if everything is successful. So now that everything is successful, let me do the pin test again to verify. Yeah, let me do the pin test again, and now everything is successful. So now I can successfully read it, and you can see the VIN, the last number 8664. So let me read the VIN again before I do the writing. So I'm reading it and the VIN number has changed, and you can see this VIN number is different from my other VIN number. So what I'm going to do is let me do open, and let me open that file, which is I have the donor. I'm searching for the original. There is the original. So now that I have the original, I have to open the original and write it onto the ECU. So let me go to, so now you can see the VIN number has changed. So now let me go to write and write it onto the ECU. Then yeah, you can see now it is done writing successfully. So normally what my boss used to tell you that you can rewrite it again. It is done writing successfully. So let me do the verification process and see that everything is verified. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it with the donor file so that I do the read again. With the read again, it should change the VIN. So this is the donor file to verify that my writing is done successfully. So you can see this is the VIN. Now let me go to read and see the data that I'll be reading from the ECU. So now you can see it is done successfully. So if I like, I can open it and rewrite it again. So now what I'm going to do is let me read it once again and it should read successfully. Okay, so now let me do the write and select the file. Sorry for bringing you back. Let me select the original file, open, and do the write again. Then after that, I'll compare the files that I've written onto the EEPROM. So now that I've written the file, let me do read and read the file. So this file that I'm going to read, I'm going to compare it with the original file that I saved. So go to compare. This is why I like this tool. Everything is on the software that you'll be doing, like you work with it. So let me go to the original. Yes, this is the original. Let me open it and compare, make sure there is no difference in them. So you can see the two files compared are the same. So you can see the files are the same. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. So this one I'm done, and I'll give this ECU to the owner to start the vehicle. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. So now after everything is done, now the car starts and everything is working perfect. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.